10. Sleep-stealing mistakes, what to do and avoid, and how to sleep through the night and wake up full of energy and strength. In this video, we will not discuss cliches such as drinking less coffee. We'll go over 10 non-obvious science-backed blunders that turn your bedroom into a war. And I promise that by the end, you will have an entirely different perspective on your sleep. Tip number 1 is the most basic and effective of them all. Let us begin our path to great rest right now. But first, I'd want to ask you a question. Where are you watching this video, and what time is it now? Please share in the comments. I read each message, and it makes me feel closer to you. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and turn on the bell symbol. That way, you'll never miss another health advice designed specifically for seniors like you. Number 10. Do not sleep in perfect silence. Let's start with something that utterly challenges common wisdom regarding sleep. From childhood, we were told that sleeping requires complete silence. However, there is a paradox. Absolute silence is your brain's adversary. Imagine yourself as a distant ancestor sleeping in a cave. Complete silence could signify one of two things to them. Either everything is so good that the cicadas have stopped chirping, or a predator's prowling nearby. The brain is biologically programmed to view complete quiet as a threat. It doesn't make you feel relaxed. On the contrary, it switches to scanning mode. It tenses up and stands guard, listening to the silence. What if something happens? Why is it so silent? That's why every unexpected sound against the background of silence seems like a thunderclap. A neighbor's dog barks, a door creaks, a car passes by, and your high-alert brain yanks you out of sleep. It's like sitting in a peaceful library, and someone unexpectedly drops a stack of books. The result is deafening. What to do? Create a sonic cocoon. Turn on some light, monotonous background noise. This might be the sound of a fan, an air conditioner, a white noise machine, or a phone app that plays noises like rain, wind, or ocean waves. There's only one significant detail. If you use your phone, you must set it to airplane mode. I'll explain in detail in point 7 why this is crucial, even if you're not looking at the screen. This constant hum works as a sonic blanket. It conceals sharp, unpredictable noises, keeping them from entering your consciousness. More significantly, it sends a signal to the brain, indicating stability and safety. The monotonous sound indicates that everything is good, the environment is stable, there are no predators, and you can turn off. Your internal guardian can now leave its station. By the way, I am extremely inquisitive. What do you use to make your sleeping environment more comfortable? Perhaps you prefer the sound of rain, the buzz of a fan, or a certain type of white noise. Write about it in the comments right now. Let's compile a list of the finest sounds for falling asleep together. So you've learned that being too silent is terrible. Your hearing is now safe. But here's something else that could be keeping you awake, even if everything appears to be fine. Number 9, avoid harsh odors. Many of us enjoy lighting a scented candle before bed, using an essential oil diffuser, or sleeping on linens scented with a powerful fabric softener. This appears to produce a comfortable environment and aids in relaxation. But once again, we fall into a trap. Our sense of smell is one of the most ancient and powerful senses, and it is closely linked to the limbic system of the brain, which controls emotions and survival instincts. Even the most pleasant yet powerful perfume is mostly information for the brain to comprehend. When you smell the scent of vanilla, citrus, or sandalwood, your brain does more than just appreciate it. It initiates a comprehensive, analytical procedure. What is the smell? Where does it come from? Is this safe? Is it related with any risk, or conversely with food? This examination occurs on a subconscious level. However, it consumes resources and keeps the brain from entirely shutting down. It maintains a level of light attentiveness. What to do? The perfect perfume for a bedroom is nearly non-existent. The smell of cleanliness, fresh, well-ventilated air, and a barely discernible scent of clean bedding without overpowering fragrances. If you insist on using perfumes, choose for the lightest and most neutral ones available. For example, place a few drops of lavender oil on a cotton pad in a corner of the room rather than in a diffuser. Your goal is for the brain to perceive the surroundings as neutral and safe. Nothing is happening to allow the signal to be received. Everything is calm. You can sleep. By the way, I personally believe that lavender and sandalwood are not the ideal scents for sleep. It smells like a clean pillow that has been warmed by the sun. As a child, my grandmother would take the pillows and blankets outside and let them warm up for the entire day. In the evening, they smelled wonderful freshness and really radiated heat. That is the aroma that I associate with a nice night's sleep. What are your favorite scents to help you fall asleep? Perhaps you have a remarkable story as well. Please share it in the comments. I would love to read it. However, scents are not the only thing that might cause interference. Sometimes you, with your own body, become the primary cause of your insomnia. 8. Change your stance if you feel any tightness. This is a common mistake. You've discovered what you believe to be the ideal sleeping posture and attempt to remain still in it. You believe that complete lack of movement is associated with rest. In actuality, it is the complete reverse. When you push yourself to lie still, especially if there is even the tiniest tightness in your body, an arm is positioned uncomfortably, your neck is stiff, your lower back is strained, and your muscles do not relax. Instead, they spasm more. The body freezes, triggering an alert signal to the brain. Our subconscious interprets prolonged immobility in a stiff posture as a reaction to danger, known as the freeze response. It's a signal that I'm in hiding and ready to pounce. What kind of sleep can you get then? What to do? Listen to your body. If you experience even minor discomfort, do not accept it. Move slightly. Adjust the position of your legs. Reposition your arm. Turn your head. Create a leisurely, smooth movement. Each micro-movement transmits a signal to the brain. I am alive. I'm safe. I have control over my own body. There's no danger. The brain interprets this as a proof of safety and gradually relinquishes control, enabling the muscles to fully relax. Sleep isn't about cold. It is about effortlessly transitioning into relaxation. One of the simplest ways to ruin your sleep is to keep your phone close. Yes, even if you're not using it. 7. Remove your phone from the bedroom. I just placed it on the nightstand. I do not glance at the screen. I need it as an alarm clock. I hear it all the time. But the problem isn't only the screen's blue light, which suppresses melatonin production. The issue is the mere existence of the phone next to you. Your brain understands that that little box contains the entire world: work, friends, news, and entertainment. It connects you to an unending stream of information and, more significantly, to dopamine, the hormone of anticipation and reward. The simple fact that the phone is at arm's reach keeps a portion of your brain on high alert. You are unconsciously waiting for a notification. Even if they're turned off, the brain remembers that they might appear. Every such expectation contains a microdose of dopamine, which works as a stimulant and disrupts your normal sleep rhythms. It's like trying to fall asleep with a chocolate bar next to your pillow while swearing not to eat it. You will still think about it. The phone is like digital chocolate for our brains. What to do? The answer is severe, yet the only correct one. Remove the phone from the bedroom totally. Allow it to charge in the kitchen or living room. What about my alarm, you ask? Purchase the simplest, cheapest electronic or even mechanical alarm clock. This $10 investment will be one of the most beneficial to your health. Make a zone in your bedroom free of digital noise. It should be a place to sleep, not a branch of your office or social media. Remember that in point 10, we discussed background noise. Maybe you use your phone for that. If giving it up entirely is not an option, there is a workaround. You can download the sounds you need ahead of time or utilize an offline program. Then, make sure to set your phone to airplane mode. And if you're already lying there without your phone and frustrated because you can't fall asleep, the next error is almost definitely familiar to you. Number 6. Do not try to push yourself to sleep. This is the most pernicious trap of all. After 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and half an hour, sleep still has not arrived. And you start an internal discussion. Okay, I need to sleep. Come on, fall asleep. Why aren't I sleeping? I need to get up early tomorrow. I need to fall asleep right now. When you say, I need to fall asleep, your brain interprets it not as a directive to relax, but as a task to fulfill. To finish a task, the brain mobilizes resources. It improves concentration and activates the prefrontal cortex. You're establishing a mechanism that is diametrically opposed to falling asleep. This is known as paradoxical effort. The harder you try, the worse the outcome. Sleep is something you cannot do. It is a process that you must allow yourself to fall into. The outcome of your efforts is predictable. 5 minutes later, you're more alert and angry than before. What to do? Use the 20-minute rule, which is the gold standard of cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia. If you've been lying in bed for approximately 20 minutes and can't fall asleep, don't glance at the clock. Instead, go by feel. Get up. Move to another room. Turn on a very faint light, a night light, or a lamp with a warm light, and do anything completely uninteresting and repetitive. Read an appliance's instruction manual, a dry scientific article, or a dictionary. No screens, no job, nothing emotionally stimulating. Your goal is not to entertain yourself, but to exhaust your mind with repetition. If you notice the first signs of drowsiness, such as yawning or heavy eyelids, return to bed immediately. This manner, you break the association that bed is a place of struggle and fear, and instead, develop a new one. Beds provide a space for slumber. So, friends, we are exactly halfway through our list. We've already discussed 5 secret enemies of your sleep, and I hope you found something useful for yourself. If that's the case, and at least one of these tips has piqued your interest, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's the most effective approach to express gratitude while also ensuring that others see this information. Believe me, this was only the warm-up. Ahead of us are 5 major ideas on sleep psychology, followed by 3 powerful, practical extra tips. So do not go anyplace. The most interesting part is only beginning. And now for something that may sound cliché, but it wrecks hundreds of nights every second around the world. Number 5, do not look at the clock at night. You woke up in the middle of the night. What is your first instinctive movement? That is correct, to look at the clock. And right there, you ruin your own sleep. Every glance at the time sets off a chain reaction of negative thoughts and a stress response in your brain. Oh no, it's 3 a.m. I only have 4 hours left of sleep. Why did I awaken? I'll never go back to sleep. I am going to be a wreck tomorrow. These thoughts provide a direct instruction to your adrenal glands to produce cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol is a melatonin antagonist. It basically tells your body to be attentive, awake, and ready for action. And that's it. You're fully awake again. Your heart is racing and sleep has withdrawn indefinitely. You've completely awakened yourself up just by gazing at the clock. Remove clocks from your line of vision. Turn the digital clock to face the wall. If it is your fitness tracker, turn it off for the night or prevent screen activation based on wrist movement. If it's your phone, we've previously decided it shouldn't be in the bedroom. Your objective is to make time vanish for you from the moment you get into bed till your alarm goes off. Allow for one uninterrupted night of relaxation, not a piece that you try to divide into hours and minutes. Now, let's go a little deeper, right into your stomach. The source of your insomnia is often hidden there as well. Number 4, do not go to bed hungry or overstuffed. Balance is the key to proper sleep, and it also relates to our eating. Both extremes are equally dangerous. When you go to bed hungry, your blood sugar level decreases. This causes tension in the body. To elevate glucose levels, it begins to produce the same cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones will either prevent you from falling asleep or lead you to awaken in the middle of the night with a sensation of worry and irritation in your stomach. In the contrary circumstance, you ate a large meal just before going to bed. Instead of healing, your body is compelled to work the night shift. All of its energy is spent digesting heavy food. Your body temperature rises, whereas it should decrease during sleep. Additionally, lying down after a meal might result in acid reflux and heartburn. The optimum scenario is a light dinner 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. However, if you feel slightly hungry before going to bed, do not suffer. The best option is a small snack with complex carbohydrates and protein. For example, a small bowl of oats, a banana with a dollop of almond butter, a handful of walnuts, or the traditional glass of warm milk. It contains tryptophan, a precursor for serotonin and melatonin. Such a snack will keep your blood sugar levels stable throughout the night, allowing you to fall asleep peacefully without experiencing hormonal dips or spikes. The following point appears to be simple, yet it has the same effect as turning off the brain button. Number 3. Warm your feet and not your head. You've probably realized that it's nearly impossible to sleep with cold feet. And it's not simply discomfort. It's purely physiological. Our bodies are programmed to require a modest drop in core body temperature before sleep can commence. The most efficient way to begin this procedure is to warm your extremities, which are your hands and feet. When your feet get warm, the blood vessels widen. This behavior is known as vasodilation. Blood travels to the skin via the enlarged vessels, and heat is actively released into the surroundings. The body effectively expels surplus heat, the core temperature drops, and the brain receives a strong, clear signal. Temperatures are falling. Conditions are great. It's time to sleep. Attempting to fall asleep with your head tucked under the blanket is unproductive. Instead, keep your head cool. Keep your head cool and your feet toasty. This old aphorism has a direct impact on the quality of your sleep. The simplest method is to wear light, non-tight socks made of natural fabrics like cotton or wool to bed. If you dislike sleeping in socks, take a warm foot soak for 10 to 15 minutes before bedtime. This will not only warm your feet, but will also allow you to relax more. Alternatively, simply place a hot water bottle at your feet. The impact will astound you, but even with warm feet and total darkness, you will not fall asleep if your mind is racing with an infinite list of tomorrow's responsibilities. 2. Let go of tomorrow in advance. One of the primary reasons the brain refuses to fall asleep is that it perceives incompleteness. It reminds you of everything that needs to be done tomorrow. Answer the email, call the client, buy groceries. Do not forget about the meeting. The brain cannot relax as long as it believes chaos and uncertainty, over which it has no control, will await it tomorrow. This mental rumination keeps it active. What to do? Perform a day-ending ritual. Take a piece of paper or a notebook, not your phone, and a pen an hour before bedtime. Write down the 2 or 3 most crucial tasks you need to complete tomorrow. Don't make a list of 20 items. This will increase stress. Just the main points. The simple act of writing it down works like magic. You essentially move these tasks from your working memory to an external drive. Your subconscious receives a strong signal. The plan for tomorrow is set. I'm in control. I don't need to keep this on my mind all night. You give your brain explicit permission to cease thinking about it. You let go of tomorrow and it no longer invades your night. Finally, the best tip on the list. It's so easy and counterintuitive that it may be working right now. First, employ the boredom effect. We are constantly striving to relax. We meditate, practice breathing exercises, and listen to peaceful music. These are all excellent things, but they can also turn into a chore that we are attempting to complete. Consider your previous experience. When do you fall asleep the easiest? Remember a boring lecture at university, a laborious meeting at work, or a long train ride with a monotonous scenery outside the window. Sleep occurs when your brain becomes slightly bored, rather than when you are desperately attempting to relax. When there are no exciting stimuli to process, the brain decides there is nothing else to do and enters energy-saving mode, resulting in sleep. What to do? Rather than counting sheep, which needs concentration, consider mentally executing a maximally repetitive, boring, and useless task. Imagine you're strolling along an infinite empty corridor with identical doors, step by step, one after another. You don't need to examine anything. Simply stroll. Or imagine you're standing on a conveyor belt, moving tennis balls from one location to another. Alternatively, mentally sort a large bunch of identical gray socks. The idea is that the image must be impartial and very dull. After a few minutes of mental inactivity, your brain will realize there is nothing to do here. Let us go to sleep, and you will fall asleep without even realizing it. We've covered the top 10 blunders, but I promised you a bonus. Now I'll answer 3 frequently asked and frustrating issues about sleep. But first, if any of the tips in this video were useful or interesting to you, please don't be lazy and like it. It will just take you a second. But for me and the YouTube algorithms, it will be a sign that this video is truly helping people with sleep difficulties, and more viewers will see it. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to avoid missing out on future relevant videos. Thank you very much. Okay, the bonus. Problem 1. You fall asleep easily, but wake up twice or more per night to use the restroom. This disease is known as Nocturia, and it severely disrupts your sleep. The solution is a simple method I refer to as the 3-2-1 rule. 3 hours before bedtime, you completely stop eating. This is particularly true for high-volume foods. Dinner should be light, with an emphasis on protein and vegetables, rather than a bowl of soup. You stop drinking liquids 2 hours before going to bed, at all. The only exception is a small sip when taking medication. No tea, water, or kefir at night. Perform a simple exercise an hour before bedtime. Lie on the floor and raise your legs against a wall for 10 to 15 minutes. During the day, gravity causes fluid to accumulate in your legs. This exercise will aid in its return to your bloodstream and subsequent filtration by your kidneys. Use the double voiding technique to go to the toilet before going to bed and immediately before getting into bed. First, empty your bladder as normal. Then wait 30 seconds, relax, and try again. You'll be surprised, but only a small amount of liquid will come out. This helps to completely empty the bladder. Problem 2, you awaken in the middle of the night with an unusual sense of anxiety and a racing heart. If you've ruled out medical causes, it's usually due to a lack of 2 essential nervous system nutrients, magnesium and glycine. Pay attention to magnesium's form. Magnesium glycinate, or threonate, is ideal for sleep. They are easily absorbed and help to calm the nervous system. Now consider glycine. Many people say they have tried glycine. It is a placebo. It does not work. The problem is that people take ridiculous doses of 100 to 400 milligrams by dissolving tablets under their tongue. Studies have shown that the most effective dose of glycine for improving sleep quality is 3 grams, 3,000 milligrams, dissolved in a small amount of water an hour before bed. Glycine in this dosage acts as an inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain, lowering core body temperature, which is necessary for deep sleep. Remember to consult a healthcare professional before taking any supplements. Problem 3. You sleep for 7 or 8 hours, but wake up tired and groggy. If you get enough sleep in terms of duration but not quality, 90% of the time, it is due to breathing problems while sleeping. Snoring or a deviated septum could be to blame, but sleep apnea is the most common cause. Apnea is a condition that causes short pauses in breathing while sleeping. At this point, the oxygen level in your blood drops, and the brain sends an alarm signal, causing you to take a breath. You may not fully awaken, but your sleep is transitioned out of the deep phase. These micro-awakenings can occur hundreds of times in a single night. Naturally, after a night of fighting for air, you'll wake up completely exhausted. If your loved ones report that you snore and occasionally go silent, if you have high blood pressure, excess weight, or morning fatigue, see a sleep specialist and have a sleep study performed. It could completely alter your life. So, we've broken down 10 hidden faults and 3 typical issues that keep us from sleeping. As you can see, achieving quality sleep is not a war of willpower. It's a delicate balance between our own body and psychology. You do not need to implement all 10 ideas at once. Choose 2 or 3 that looked most relevant to you. Remove the phone from your bedroom. Put on worn socks. Make a plan for tomorrow. You'll be shocked at how quickly these minor improvements produce significant outcomes. Stop fighting your sleep. Start assisting it. Create the perfect conditions, and it will come to you on its own. Thank you for viewing this video until the end. Which of these mistakes was the most eye-opening for you? Tell us in the comments. I'll be really interested in reading them. Take care of yourself, get enough sleep, and I'll see you in the next videos. If you want to continue walking this journey with me, studying health, healing, and deeper living in your golden years, don't forget to subscribe and touch the bell button. Every week, I'll be right here with you, telling everyone